miss you. I'm a little tipsy. I think about you all the time. Call me back.
Dear United Ability, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
For always being the light in the fog.
Thank you for hope.
For hope.
Thank you for hope.
For never letting us feel alone.
For taking every step with us.
For seeing our dreams.
For seeing us through.
For seeing me.
For believing in better.
Believing in limitless.
And for helping us believe too.
For caring for me. And caring about me.
For always keeping focus.
On what we can do.
What we can be.
And making it possible.
Together.
Thank you.
Dear United Ability, thank you.
The 2022 Journey of Hope. I'm William King, and I have the privilege of serving as the Chair of the United Ability Board of Directors. Journey of Hope is our biggest fundraiser each year, and we thank all of you not only for your financial support, but for being here tonight. I want to welcome those of you watching us on live streaming. I thank you for your support as well. And finally, I'd like to extend a special thanks to our presenting sponsor, Medical Properties Trust, and all of our sponsors who make tonight possible. We intend to make this a special night indeed for everyone. Now, most of you are probably familiar with United Ability and already know about its mission, the many wonderful ways our staff help children with disabilities, adults with disabilities and their families. And some of you may not know much at all about United Ability, and that's okay. That's what tonight is for. I'm going to fill you in on some of my story with United Ability, and you'll learn more as the night goes on. So at the start, United Ability helps people with all ages, of all ages with disabilities, and their families. Gives them hope, as you just heard on the video. I'm going to tell you about how I got involved with United Ability 5 years ago. So I really didn't know anything at all about it. And a friend of mine, Jay Ezel, asked me if I would be interested in serving on the board of directors. I said, sure, but first I think I'd like to go out and take a tour and learn a little bit more about United Ability and what it does. So if you've never been to the United Ability campus, I would like to challenge you to do so. But actually, challenge is not the right word. Instead, I'm going to give you a gift. And that gift is I'm inviting you to take a tour of United Ability. If you need me, I'll come out there and give you the tour myself, but there are people much more qualified there to do that. It is the best selling point, hands down, that United Ability has. So let me tell you about my tour back in 2017. I did what I normally do. I didn't prepare, I didn't do my homework, I was in the middle of a busy day. I showed up distracted, I was just gonna get this off my to-do list, and that I was unsuspecting, I was distracted. And that's exactly where I needed to be, because I walked in there not knowing what was about to hit me. You walk in the building, it's a pretty unassuming, quiet place, and then you hear the noise. And you walk down the hallway and you see the classrooms. And you see children with disabilities in the classroom with typical children who don't have disabilities, and it's normal. There's nothing different about anybody in that room. And you see the wonderful teachers working with the children. Then I went to the playground, got to see the kids playing together there, and if that doesn't grab you by the heart, I don't know what will. I saw a lot of joy in that room. It was loud, it was fun. I saw courage, I saw determination, I saw patience on everyone in the room, teachers and children alike. And then after that, after I joined the board, I had the privilege of meeting many of the parents, and you see the same hope, same joy, the same courage in their eyes as well. And they've told me how much United Ability has meant to their family, how when their child was born, that they didn't have a lot of hope, that most of the professionals they spoke with said there's nothing we can do. This is the way your child will be. And then they found their way to United Ability, and they got a different message. They got a message of, let's see what we can do. Let's see how we can improve this. And then from there on my tour, we crossed the street to Link Point, the adult center, and it was more the same. Very loud, lots of games going on. You met Jacoby tonight at the door. A lot of fun going on there, a lot of happiness. And at every point along the way, I've mentioned the teachers, incredible staff of dedicated professionals who, one of the common traits I've noticed is they don't want attention. They don't want you to know who they are. They just want to do their jobs and help these special, special people. So I finished my tour, and the impact was immediate, and it was profound, and it was permanent. So in preparing for tonight, I tried to figure out what was it? Why did it hit me like that? And the why really doesn't matter. It's the end result that matters. But maybe my experience will resonate with you. If you find yourself that you need a little more joy in your life, a little more laughter, happiness, and hope, then I would suggest that you go check out United Ability. So at the end of the tour, it was game over. It was like I literally had been hit with a left hook that I didn't see coming. And man, what a blessing that was for me, to have the opportunity to be a part of such a special organization. It's the kind of place when you go there, you just want to help. You just, what can I do to help? How can I help? And it's been that way for me for 5 years. And it also gives me, every time I go there, it gives me such a good dose of perspective about what's really important in life and what matters, and then, and for me personally, about things that don't matter, that I'm worried about or concerned about, that really don't matter. What's important is right there in front of me. So I could go on for a long time about United Ability, but they told me to keep it short and sweet. I will tell you that I am very excited about the future of United Ability. I won't tell you why, you'll hear more tonight, but we have some things in the works, new and expanded programs that are just, they're just going to be terrific, I believe. We have a very bright future, but we need your help, we need your financial support, and we need you to be present and come out and be a part of United Ability. And remember, if you want to do that, all you have to do is call and schedule a tour. We will make that happen immediately. And I promise you this, you will not regret it. All right, hope we have a great evening. Thank you for being here, and I'll turn it over to our MC. Thank you.
Well, good evening. As you may have seen in your programs, the announced host tonight was Janice Rogers. Obviously, I am not Janice Rogers. I'm David Berry. I am the Director of Communications. Janice had a family emergency come up at the very last minute and was just devastated that she could not be here tonight, and asked me to pass along to all of you her sincere apologies, but we do want to keep her and her family in our thoughts and prayers. But tonight is going to be a very exciting night. It's going to be a night of inspiration. It's going to be a night of joy, and it's going to be a night of hope. And we're going to begin tonight with a very special guest. I would like to introduce Brianna Collichio, who has joined us from New York. Brianna? We are thrilled to have her. And just as a little bit of an introduction, can you tell us just a little bit about your story?
So, at birth, I was diagnosed with cystic fibrosis, which may or may not be considered, a disability. I know it could be. But cystic fibrosis mainly affects your lungs. But the thing about that is I'm passionate about singing. And so, it's kind of on different ends. But, God is with me. And I hope tonight that, I can bring you hope just like God has brought me throughout my journey.
That's awesome. And before we actually hear her sing, Brianna and her family, they came in Thursday night, and Brianna got the opportunity to spend yesterday on our campus. And to echo what William King said, you have an open invitation at any time to come and tour United Ability and see what all the joy is about. She got the opportunity to spend the time in our hand-in-hand early learning program, saw the clinic, went over to Link Point to see the adults. I heard you did a little karaoke with the adults too, right? All right. Tell us a little bit about your experience on campus at Hand in Hand.
So, before I came here, my mom was explaining to me, what United Ability was, what they did. And I understood, but I didn't really understand until I got there. And I was honestly just floored. I got to see, the daycare areas, all the stuff they do for the kids, and then I got to see what they do for the adults. And honestly, it was just mind-blowing, how much love and support I saw. And everyone there is just so kind, and this is just such a beautiful thing that they do.
Well, awesome. Well, we are thrilled that you had a wonderful time, that you had a great experience, even today with the Girl Talk group, getting to come out and see them. That was a lot of fun. You can talk about that later. But you didn't come to hear us talk. You came to hear her sing. Brianna Collichio.
Hello. How are we tonight? Good. Okay, so as many of you may know, I was on American Idol in 2021, and I auditioned with the song Scars You're Beautiful by Alessia Cara. Now, if you don't know that song, you know, it's very special to me. If there was any song that, you know, I could claim as my own, even though I didn't write it, it would definitely be that one. And I think that, you know, I relate to this song a lot. Some of you may relate to this song a lot, and I hope that it just touches you the way that it touches me. She just wants to be beautiful, she goes unnoticed, she knows no limit, she craves attention, she praises an image she prays to be sculpted by the sculptor. Oh, she don't see the light that's shining deeper than the eyes can find it. Maybe we've made her blind, so she tries to cover up the pain and cut her woes away. But cover girls don't cry after the face is made. But there's a hope that's waiting for you in the dark. You should know you're beautiful just the way you are. And you don't have to change a thing, the world can change its heart. No scars, so you're beautiful. We're stars and we're beautiful. She has dreams to be an envy, so she's starving. You know, cover girls ain't nothing, she says. Beauty is pain and it's beauty in everything. With a little bit of hunger, I could go a little while longer. She fades away. She don't see her perfect. She don't understand that she's worth it. All that beauty goes deeper than the surface. Oh, so to all the girls that's hurting, let me be your mirror. Help you see a little bit clearer the light that shines within. 'Cause there's a hope that's waiting for you in the dark. You should know you're beautiful just the way you are. And you don't have to change a thing, the world can change its heart. No scars, so you're beautiful. We're stars and we're beautiful. Nobody other than you that you are. Nobody like the life we're living. No better time for shine your star. Oh, you're beautiful. Oh, you're beautiful. 'Cause there's a hope that's waiting for you in the dark. You should know you're beautiful just the way you are. And you don't have to change a thing, the world can change its heart. No scars, so you're beautiful. We're stars and we're beautiful. Oh, oh, oh. You don't have to change a thing, the world can change its heart. No scars, so you're beautiful. We're stars and we're beautiful. She just wants to be beautiful. Now, most of the songs I have here are on paper, and that's where I'm getting the chords. Now, on the off chance that the pages get stuck together for just a second, I'm gonna ask that you bear with me and not throw Rotten Tomatoes at me. So, this next song that I'm gonna be doing for you It's called Runaway. And the thing about this song is it was written by an 11-year-old named Aurora. And, you know, you'll notice, like, how profound and how deep the song is. And I think that, you know, it's a good reminder that no matter how old you are, you can always be profound. You can always give more than what people, you know, expect you to because of your age. So that's why I chose this song.
I was listening to the ocean. I saw a face in the sand. But when I picked it up, then it vanished away from my hands down. I had a dream I was 7, climbing my way in a tree. I saw a piece of heaven waiting impatient for me down. And I was running far away. Would I run off the world someday? Nobody knows, nobody knows. And I was dancing in the rain. I felt alive and I can't complain. But now take me home where I belong. I can't take it anymore. I was painting a picture. The picture was a painting of you, and for a moment I thought you were here, but then again it wasn't true. Down, and all this time I have been lying, oh, lying in secret to myself. I've been putting sorrow on the farthest place on my shelf, and I've had it die. And I was running far away. Would I run off the world someday? Nobody knows, nobody knows. And I was dancing in the rain. I felt alive and I can't complain. But now take me home where I belong. I got no other place to go. Now take me home where I belong. I got no other place to go. Now take me home where I belong. I can't take it anymore. But I kept running for a soft place to fall. And I kept running for a soft place to fall. And I kept running for a soft place to fall. I kept running for a soft place to fall. And I was running far away. Would I run off the world someday? But now take me home where I belong. I got no other place to go. Now take me home where I belong. I got no other place to go. Now take me home where I belong. Oh, now take me home where I
I will be back in a few minutes. Thank you.
As you may or may not know, this is our 6th annual Journey of Hope. And one of the highlights of Journey of Hope is that we spotlight individuals and their families and their journeys to United Ability and through our programs and services. Tonight we're going to feature a very special girl, and her name is Lola-Ruth, and we want you to meet Lola-Ruth.
Lola-Ruth was born in Bulgaria in 2017, and our worlds collided in 2019 when I received an email with waiting children around the world to be adopted. And her little face popped through that email, and I called my mother and I said, I think this is my daughter.
We talked about it for so long, you know, and it didn't matter if the child had any kind of development delays or disabilities. It just didn't matter. She saw a child that needed to be loved.
I made the call to Hand in Hand because this is the place I've only known as a place where I would want Lola-Ruth to go. And the reason for that is because my mom worked here for 30 years.
It was just providence that I had worked in a setting where that we saw so many children like Lola-Ruth.
And it is like a family here. There was never a time that I can think of that like this didn't feel like home.
I'm really proud of her, and I'm equally as proud of the people that love her. Watching her mom and her grandmother advocate for her is what inspires me to push on to.
Lola-Ruth has made tremendous progress, but the thing that I think about the most is wondering where she's going to go from here. There's tremendous hope for her to make continued progress.
We're going to keep making the world more inclusive and more accessible and more achievable for the people that we serve, and we feel that it's our calling.
And in a world where people say she can't, United Abilities says she could. And they really believed that. And I wouldn't trade it for anything.
And the rest of it is yet to come. Lola-Ruth's family was not able to be with us tonight, and we're going to hear why in just a moment.
Hey everybody, my name is Julie Adams and I'm Lola-Ruth's mom. First, I want to apologize that we could not be with you tonight. We were so excited about this event, but on Friday afternoon, Lola-Ruth was diagnosed with COVID. While her symptoms are mild, I have to keep a watch on her lungs. And we didn't want to spread our germs with any of you. Second, I want to say thank you. Thank you for being a part of Journey of Hope. Thank you for being a part of United Ability and their story. And personally, thank you for being a part of Lola-Ruth's story. Lola-Ruth's story would not exist without people like you. So thank you. We hope to see you soon.
And for 74 years, it has been individuals like you that have provided that kind of hope. You have provided the resources that empower us and enable us that just last year to serve over 5,500 children and adults with all types of disabilities. And that number just doesn't end at 5,500 individuals. It extends to their families and to their extended families, like we saw with Lola-Ruth's grandmother. And that's why we're here tonight. We're here to have a great time, but also we're here to make an impact, and we're here to make a difference in the lives of those that we serve. And we do that through individuals like you. As you may have seen in emails, you've seen it on your invitations. We have a silent auction that's going on during tonight. I took a quick look before I came on stage and found out that some of the bidding is going hot and it's going heavy. Some of the items are going up and up and up. I mean, Taylor Hicks tickets seem to be really popular. The Eagles tickets, very popular. We see some wonderful clothing items there from Christopher Mobley. I thought maybe I had a shot at that. Now, that ship sailed about 2 days ago. Also, with the Moscow Mule kit, I tried that. Yeah, that lasted about 20 minutes. So that means that you that are in our audience, those of you that are viewing virtually through Facebook, you are bidding. The bidding will end at 8:30 tonight. The great thing about bidding is you can do it on your cell phones. In most events, you hear the announcements that say, please put your cell phones away and turn them off. This is one of the few times that we are encouraging you to get your cell phones out and to bid. You can just zoom right in on the QR code and you can bid away. And you know what? And at the end of tonight, we hope to have some very exciting information for you. I'm headed back to see if maybe I can find a couple things, and if anybody outbids me, I will find you in the lobby afterwards. So let's just welcome back Brianna Collichio.
Okay, so this song that I'm about to do now is actually an original. And I wrote it when I was 10 or 11. You know, I was pretty sick. So I wrote it about God. But, you know, I was talking with my mom after my first set. And she said that, you know, you could really relate this song to United Ability. And since you haven't heard the song yet, you'll figure out what I mean in a minute. And since I'm away from the piano for the song, as you can tell, I was thinking, like, why don't I just, like, make the stage my runway, like, you know, walk, do whatever. And then I put these heels on. So I'm still going to do that, but, you know, okay. Never let me down, 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 down. When the waves come crashing in your love I can breathe again. In my heart I find my worth. Back to the piano I go. Gotta hydrate really quick. The only time I hydrate is when I have performances. Has anybody ever seen A Walk to Remember? It's a good movie. If you haven't seen it, I highly suggest watching it. So if you have seen it, you might know the song. It's called Only Hope. And it's one of my favorite songs of all time. So I hope you like it as much as I do.
There's a song that's inside of my soul. It's the one that I've tried to write over and over again. I'm awake in the infinite cold, but you sing to me over and over and over again. So I lay my head back down and I lift my hands and pray to be only yours. I pray to be only yours. I know now you're my only hope. Sing to me the song of the stars, of your galaxy dancing and laughing again. When it feels like my dreams are so far, sing to me of the plans that you have for me over again. So I lay my head back down and I lift my hands and pray to be only yours. I pray to be only yours. I know now you're my only hope. I give you my destiny. I'm giving you all of me. I want your symphony, singing in all that I am. At the top of my lungs, I'm giving it back. So I lay my head back down and I lift my hands and pray to be only yours. I pray to be only yours. I pray to be only yours. I know now you're my only hope.
And once again, I will see you in a few minutes.
Well, good evening. Good evening. What a great turnout. It's so wonderful to see so many great friends out here tonight. It's going to be a special night. It's going to be a lot of fun. My name is totally unimportant. There's one name you need to focus on tonight, and that's our main man, Chris Biggins. Everybody's got a Chris Biggins story. I'll save mine for a bit. They tell you shouldn't start thanking people, because if you thank somebody, you forget somebody. Well, I don't listen to those people anyway, so I want to start off thanking some people who've been involved. First person comes to mind, Conrad Rayfield. Conrad has been involved with United Ability, but way back before then, with United Cerebral Palsy. He's got a great heart for it. Unfortunately, Conrad couldn't be here tonight because he and his lovely wife, Peggy, are in New York celebrating the birth of their granddaughter. I think her name is Lulu. Conrad embraced Biggins early on. Used to go skiing with him. In fact, Conrad thought he was a pretty good skier until Biggins went zipping by him. But Conrad, I can't thank you enough for what you have done in the past, what you're doing presently, what you're going to be doing in the future. So kick back, have a Coke and a smile, and hope you enjoy the program. Second person I'd like to thank. It's an individual, but it's also a group. Eric Eshelman, director of golf, that Chris Biggins works with on a daily basis. Now, Eric is very demanding about the people who work for him. He's not going to associate with anybody that's not a good worker, but got news for you. Chris isn't either. So he's not going to associate with some driving range hack. You know? So Eric Eshelman, who was our 2019 PGA Professional Golfer of the Year, not for Birmingham, not for Alabama, but the United States. Pretty good calling card. Eric has brought his entire crew here tonight. And could we have the stage lights up? Can you bring them up, please? Oh, man, there's a lot of people here. Now I'm nervous. So if we could, Eric, if you and your crew would stand up, please, and all the young children that Chris is teaching. All of you, please, stand up. Wow. Wow. That is great. Thank you guys so much for being here. I know it means a lot to Chris. Well, as I said, everybody's got a Biggins story. So I'll finish with my favorite Biggins story. Chris has been with us right at a decade now, 10 years. And our little golf group that travels, my dear friend Jim Lee, who's in the audience tonight, is kind of our trip czar. And he went to Eric years ago and said, when our golf group traveled, could we have one of the assistant pros always go with us? Great idea. So unfortunately for Chris, 7 or 8 years ago, I guess, it was his turn in the barrel. We go over to Mississippi. Now, Jim, in all fairness at that time, didn't know Chris that well. Had never played golf with him. They're riding in a golf cart. They come into the center of the fairway, naturally where Chris's ball is going to be. And Jim's waiting for him. Chris clambers out of the golf cart, goes over, falls flat on his face. Jim is mortified. Eyes are like saucers. He didn't know what to do. He didn't know what to say. Chris reaches in the bag, grabs his 5-iron, whack, gets up there 6 feet in the hole. Looks at Jim like, what? I mean, this is what I do. So, oh me, so that's one of my favorite stories, but did want to thank Eric, did want to thank Conrad. We now have a little film coming up that some of it will be Chris's own words on what United Ability means to him, and from some of us, what Chris means to us. Thank you.
My situation with United Ability and what I needed from them was very minor compared to what others actually need from them. A lot of doctors I've seen throughout my life were trying to sell a treatment, or they didn't quite know everything about me, where as soon as I walked in there and talked to the doctors, they knew what I was going through, they've seen it before, they weren't guessing, they had my best interest at heart, and it was very comfortable. I went there and I felt like I was at home. And it goes beyond just the doctors and the physical therapists and the teachers there. It's every single participant in United Ability. You're now a part of their family. So you have this massive team that's going to make you better. You have so much strength at United Ability that you wouldn't have by yourself.
I think as tremendous of an athlete as Chris Biggins is, he's even a more spectacular person. Chris didn't just say, okay, well, I'm better, I feel better, I'm doing better, I can do the things I want to do in my life. But he chose to be the inspiration to so many others.
Shep sees someone like him that is doing amazing things and has done and is continuing to do amazing things. And when I see Chris, I see so much hope and so much encouragement for my son to just have him as his role model.
He is a superhero to me. He puts himself out in the forefront, and he is a shining light to anybody who follows him. Never seen him without a smile on his face. He lives a life without limits, and he does it every day. He's a great inspiration to all of us, and I think we can all learn a lot from him.
He is like a son to me. He's like a big brother to my sons. And Chris just understands there's a bigger calling in this world, and he answers it every time.
It's another great example of how Shep will be able to do anything he wants to do, and Chris is the perfect example of that, and has been the perfect role model, and I hope will continue to be.
Chris's impact on a daily basis with our kids is powerful, but I think far greater than that is going to be his influence when these young men and ladies are adults. His impact is going to reach out decades into these people's lives. We touch lives, and golf is a part of it, but Chris is teaching people how to be great adults.
Chris was able to use United Ability in a very positive way and in perfect Chris Biggins fashion to impact the lives of others, which is what United Abilities is all about. And it's those of us that have spent years in the service of that organization always felt like was the mission, and nobody embodies that any better than Chris Biggins.
United Ability is important because it's hope. It's hope that things will get better, hope that you have a plan and that you have friends and you have supporters and that you're not in this alone.
Very thankful that we ended up meeting up with him that day, because he's going to end up changing our boy's life.
I see it as a responsibility. So I'm lucky that I have cerebral palsy, because I have this extra little tool that I can help motivate people and show people how to be their best selves.
Did you hear that? Chris said, I'm lucky. I've got cerebral palsy, so I can reach out and help others. That's an attitude, and that's why we all love him. Now, for any of you out there who tend to be a little emotional, get a little tear in your eye and say, oh, poor Chris. So sorry. Don't. Chris doesn't need your sympathy. He don't want your sympathy. All he wants is just to be accepted with one of the guys. The thing is, he's just like a better guy than the guys I hang with. There's never been a better recipient for the 2022 Journey of Hope. So to give Chris the award, there's supposed to be an award here. Anybody got an award? Anybody seen an award? Gosh, it'd be kind of embarrassing if I can't find myself an award. It's got to be around here somewhere. Wait a minute. Is that Shep? Shep, it's your show, my friend. Amen. Chris?
Something really quick I want us to do here. Hey, Shep, come here for a sec. Shep, come back. Come back. So before I give my speech, we have something very important to do. It is a special day tonight because it is Shep's 6th birthday. So let's all sing him happy birthday. You ready? 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Shep. Happy birthday to you. I wasn't ready for that video, guys. That's incredible. But first, I want to say thanks to everyone here. I'm overwhelmed by the support we have. I don't really feel like I deserve it. I know United Ability does. But it's just to see my students here, to see the parents here, the Country Club of Birmingham members, my parents, and just this room is filled. It's shocked. I mean, people all week have been telling me, I'll see you Saturday. And I'm like, what's Saturday? Like, that we have a golf tournament or something? And then, no, they're talking about this. So thanks so much for coming and being part of this and being here so you can learn about United Ability, something I'm just so passionate about. And like I said, I don't really feel like I'm totally deserving of all this, but while I have this stage and this opportunity, I wanted to share my story of United Ability in a way that I really haven't ever shared it before. So like the video said, is I'm lucky, and I truly believe that. I'm lucky for a lot of reasons. For me, having a disability, I had the best team possible, starting with my parents, who are here tonight, and this might get a little sentimental, so strap in. But I was there when I heard my mom yelling at insurance agents over the phone about getting the best care for me, calling doctors, traveling all over the place, making sure I had every single opportunity that I could ever deserve and more, and making sure I could live a normal life and live a life without limits. And I just saw how hard that work is, and it took me until I got older to appreciate it. But it's not just my parents, it's all the other parents, like Shep's mom and everyone. So I want everyone to stand up and give a round of applause to all the parents who have been fighting their butts off for their children with disabilities. Especially my mom and dad are right over there. Yeah, they're the leaders of my team, and I mean that's what it takes for all of us with disabilities, is a full team. And so it started with my parents, and I have my brothers, who, I mean, they're not here, so I can say nice things about them. I would never to their face, but they knew exactly when to push me to be independent and when to help, and they were just my rock. Couldn't have done it without them. My friends, they were always there to have my back. My physical therapists, Colleen and Donna, when I was growing up, I mean, they did so much for me beyond what any therapist should do. And the last piece is pretty important, was the pediatric care I had. So when I was growing up, I had access to doctors and care. I had the surgeries I needed, and that was vitally important for me to have a great life. And for me, I love sports. I always wanted to be an athlete. And because of my team growing up, I was Chris the athlete. I could play in everything, and I was just such a happy kid. And the thing I loved about sports so much, I think, is I didn't feel disabled when I was playing sports. I felt like one of the guys, and I actually felt like I was impressive sometimes. So the sports were my outlet, and I just loved every bit of it. When I got older, I started seeing the reality that pediatric care that I relied on was going to expire. When you turn 18, you don't have the access to the same care anymore. And I'd relate it to like a 13-year-old trying to get a driver's license or thinking about getting his driver's license down the road. When I was 13, I was thinking, wait, I'm going to drive in 3 years. I'm going to get in those cars. They're so fast. Like, they trust me to do that. And I just wasn't ready for it. I didn't think I was when I was 13. But when I turned 16, it was fine. I was ready. I was ready to go. For myself, when I was 16 years old, I had that realization, well, in 3 years, I'm not going to have this pediatric care anymore. I'm not going to have access to the doctors that I have now and the care I need. But I was thinking, you know, just like driving, in 3 years, I'll be an adult, I'll be ready for it, and it'll be okay. And so it turns out when I turned 18 and 19 and 20, I wasn't ready for it. I started having some serious problems with my back, my legs, and my condition got worse. I was trying to make the college golf team, and I couldn't make it. I was getting worse. I transferred from Chris the athlete to Chris the guy who was a little embarrassed about the way he walked, and Chris the guy who was worried about going on a date with a girl because what if I fall down? And it was certainly a tough time, and I transferred from having all these aspirations about being a big athlete and making the team to thinking, is this just going to keep getting worse and worse? And then just at the right time, Conrad Rayfield reached out to me, and he said, there's a place here in Birmingham called Unitability you can go to. You can get some care. They can help you out. And I was thinking, like, Conrad, I'm not 17. Like, are we cheating the system here and me going to get an appointment? He's like, no, they treat adults too. So I went in there, and I remember every single detail of that first day when I was in there, from Caldwell, the receptionist, to me getting beaten Connect 4 in the lobby by one of the other kids waiting in line. And I remember walking out just feeling hope. And it's cheesy because of the event's journey of hope, but that's really exactly what it was that if things get worse, Unitability is there. They're going to make things better. And they did make things better. Them and the rest of my team made things better. So just to make a long story short, as I went in there as a 20-year-old, I wasn't going to make the golf team. I wasn't even close in my college. I was contemplating leaving the golf business altogether. And 8 years later, or 10 years later now, I guess, I had spent 8 years skiing on the Paralympic development team, and I'm trying to be the #1 disabled golfer in the world. All dreams that I didn't have at that point that were created on that day. So thank you to Unitability for giving me that. And so I was just so thankful for Unitability, and then I got the opportunity a few years later to join the junior board, and this is where the real impact came. So during the junior board, I was able to see all the other programs that Unitability has, from the early learning program to the adult intervention program to everything they do from top to bottom. But most of all, is I got to meet the participants. And they're superheroes. There's nothing they can't do. You meet them and the perseverance they have and the things they have to go through every single day just to live a normal life, you think there's nothing they can't do. But even them, even those people who are the superheroes, stronger than me, stronger than almost anyone I know, they needed help. And Unitability has to be there to help them, and Unitability has been there to help them, and that's just their mission. So if there's a parent who's worried about the future for their child, there's me worried about my future and my selfish pleasures, and the kid like Shep, there's no limits with Unitability. They're going to find a way to take care of it, and if they can't do it yet, they're going to be able to do it because of support from people like you. So right now, you all are on my team, because we have Unitability there on my team, and they couldn't do it without you. So thanks so much for being a part of my team, for being on Lola-Ruth's team, for being on Shep's team, and we're going to dominate the world. We can do it. So thanks so much. Thanks so much for everything, and thanks so much for honoring me.
Okay, so y'all know Chris as Paralympic Down downhill skier. Number 4 rated in the world now?
For now, yeah, we're going up to that.
There you go. 4 headed to 1. So you know him as a great golfer, great skier. Chris has some other talents too. Somewhat, yeah. This is a night to honor Chris, and this is a night to embarrass Chris. So without further ado, let's roll the film.
Ladies and gentlemen, Elvis Presley.
Great or what?
Man, aren't we all glad that Brianna's a performer tonight and not me? Oh, man. So I'm really excited about this next portion, is we're going to introduce a new program that I have going to put my full effort behind. This is my passion, and it's an adaptive recreation program at United Ability. So you all just heard from Eric Eshelman, who is, like he said, it's like he stole my speech. Eric is more than just my boss. He's like a father and like a friend, all wrapped in one, which is exactly what he is. So we've had talks about my future in professional and personal life. And he's always said that he has a greater vision for me than just a normal job or a normal life. And I'm starting to believe that. And I feel like I was put on this planet for a purpose. And it's not for Elvis performances at all. But I think I was put on this earth to help people enjoy sports and exceed their expectations. And especially individuals who have disabilities and individuals who wouldn't think that they can do things without help. So there are so many people, and I can relate back to this to when I had my surgeries. And I was, like I said, I was lucky. I had a very minor version of cerebral palsy. I could still play everything. But there's some of my friends that I met throughout the years that couldn't. And while their friends are outside playing, they're just looking through the window, wishing that they could play sports, wishing that they could play basketball or baseball or something, and they couldn't do it. But at United Ability, with this new program, we're going to find a way to make it happen. And as you see these images of our program, it's already been kicked off. Sports are so important. And there's a bunch of reasons why, just for myself, I mean, that's my life. Without sports, I wouldn't know who I was. They brought me so much joy, so much happiness, and they hopefully will forever. And I need sports, all right? And not just for survival, but for happiness. All the United Ability programs are to help people live a daily lives, but sports can take it one step further and really make them happy. It's incredible medicine. The feeling of accomplishment in sports, like that slip and slide there, you think you could ever imagine you'd be going down a slip and slide? The memories you can make through photographs, and it's just something that you can look forward to. For me, it was something that I could train for. It was a reason to spend another hour in the gym or go to my physical therapy session, because I would be better at sports for doing that, and that was the reward. And for me, when I play sports, I don't feel like I'm disabled, and I know we can give that gift to the others with disabilities. So starting it off, we've had Wanda and Triva, who have done an incredible job, and they visit the adult programs and the junior programs, and they've started these activities. They've had participants in kayaks, horseback riding, slip and slides, and we're going to make it even better. We're going to crawl before we walk and walk before we run, and we need your help. But we're going to do this, and I want, if there's ever a participant at United Ability that says, man, I wish I could golf, because I wish I could go play football, I wish I could go skiing. we have to say yes. We have to find a way to say yes. We have to find a way to make it work. And so I'm asking for your help. I know you all have given so much, and you have so much support for being here, but we want to give just a little bit more tonight. If you look on the back of your pamphlet, there's a Venmo or a QR code for those tech-savvy guys. We're starting a fund need for this adaptive recreation program, so we can really kick it off. So please, if you can help out financially, do it that way, but also I'm calling all of my junior golfers now. If we ever have a golf day at the club, I want you guys there to help me out. If you can volunteer at United Ability, if there's a program, we're going to find a way to have events, and please come out, help us out. And like you said, like when you take tours, you'll see the smiles on their faces. It'll blow your socks off. That's how we're going to make it. It's going to be the best program ever, and I'm hoping going to be my legacy here at United Ability that we've kicked that thing off. So thanks in advance for some of your support. Thanks for being here.
So yeah, the young guy comes up and tells you all about Venmo and all that stuff. Yeah, I can't spell IT, okay? So they bring me up here for the dinosaur relief. When you saw, I guess you saw those pictures back there about adaptive sports, and every time I see the young adult who's just gotten out of his wheelchair on the slip and slide, his last words had to be, watch this, Bubba. Oh, the budget for that program, I think I'm correct, Susan, it's expanding. It's right at $30,000 a year right now. We have 450 people here tonight. So if everybody gave $100, that'd run this thing for a year and a half. So we love you. We love your support. Anything that can be done. We certainly appreciate everything that's being done. Do we have anything? Okay, excuse me. I have just been told, I don't know who it is, and I do not know who this is. We have an anonymous donor in the audience tonight who is willing to match the first $5,000. So let's have a good deed. Thank you guys. We appreciate your support.
That's awesome. Let's give Chris a great big round of applause for all that he does. Yeah. You guys know him as the golf instructor. You guys know him as the one who leads the golf program. I'm the one who knows him, who meets me at 5:30 in the morning to do interviews on Fox 6. He gives beyond measure, and it really is a joy and a privilege to honor him. And Ed, thank you so much. And thank you to the anonymous donor who started that match campaign. There are ways you can, we can do it through Venmo. You can scan the QR code. You can visit bit.ly, Adapted Sports, or you can we created one just for Chris. You can text BIGS to 44321. And while you're doing that, let's welcome back to the stage for her last set, Brianna Collichio. Thank you.
I'm back. Okay. So for this second to last song, I know this is going to sound super cliche, but I want you to listen less with your ears and more with your heart and with your emotions, because I think this may be the most important song, especially here singing for a fundraiser for United Ability that I'm going to do tonight. And so it's The Climb by Miley Cyrus. And this song, probably relates the most to United Ability, because everybody sees you on the mountain, everybody sees you when it's all over, but nobody really looks at the journey and what you had to do to get where you are, and that's what United Ability helps you to do. It's all about the climb. So whether you're done with your journey, or you're in the middle of it, or even if you haven't even started it yet, we're gonna honor that tonight.
can almost see it, that dream I'm dreaming. There's a voice inside my head saying you'll never reach it. Every step I'm taking, every move I make feels lost with no direction. My faith is shaking, but I gotta keep trying. Gotta keep my head held high. 'Cause there's always gonna be another mountain. I'm always gonna wanna make it move. Always gonna be an uphill battle. Sometimes you're gonna have to lose. Ain't about how fast I get there. Ain't about what's waiting on the other side. It's the climb. The struggles I'm facing, the chances I'm taking, sometimes they knock me down, but no, I'm not breaking. I may not know it, but these are the moments that I'm gonna remember most. Just gotta keep going, and I gotta be strong. Just keep pushing on. 'Cause there's always gonna be another mountain. I'm always gonna wanna make it move. Always gonna be an uphill battle. Sometimes you're gonna have to lose. Ain't about how fast I get there. Ain't about what's waiting on the other side. It's a climb. I know some of you know this song, so if you want to sing along, you're always welcome to that. There's always gonna be another mountain. I'm always gonna wanna make it move. Always gonna be an uphill battle. Sometimes you're gonna have to lose. Ain't about how fast I get there. Ain't about what's waiting on the other side. It's a climb. So keep on moving, keep climbing, keep the faith, baby. And it's all about the climb. Keep the faith, keep the faith. Oh. So I got one more for you. It's not very long, but it's short this week. And I got to sing this for the lovely ladies of Girl Talk this morning, and they really enjoyed it, so I hope you will enjoy it too. And it's called A Dream is a Wish from Cinderella. And it's gonna be a cappella, so hopefully it's not gonna be awkward, no. A dream is a wish your heart makes when you're fast asleep. In dreams you will lose your heartache. Whatever you wish for, you keep. Have faith in your dreams, and someday your rainbow will come smiling through. No matter how your heart is grieving, if you keep on believing, then the dream that
Thank you. You guys are great. So that's all I have for you tonight, but I hope that you will enjoy the rest of your night, and maybe I'll see you after.
Well, good evening. There we go. Okay, I'm honored to be here with you tonight. And honestly, I say that not because it's what I'm supposed to say, but because it truly is an incredible honor to be among this amazing staff and community of United Ability. The great folks at Medical Properties Trust, Chris Biggins, Brianna Collichio, sweet little Lola-Ruth. To give out an award for the most honorable man that I have ever known, Gary Edwards. Dr. E is my dad. My name's Luke Edwards, and on behalf of my mom, Beth, my brother, Kyle, and our families, thank you for letting me be here tonight to give out the Dr. E Award for someone from United Ability who is truly inspiring. So, Brianna, my dad loved music wherever you are. He loved music. He was in no way, shape, or form a singer. But he would have loved listening to you, and thank you for being truly inspiring for us. And Chris, I didn't know you skied, but Dad never skied, and I don't think I ever saw him swing a golf club. If he tried to stay in his circle of comfort, which was if at the nighttime golf tournaments, he'd be no surprise to anyone here who knew him. He'd drive a golf cart. But while he wasn't an inspiring golfer, he did love sports. So one of my favorite inspiring memories of my dad was when he played church league basketball growing up. And so he was on the old guys league, right? So where all of the old guys from our church played, and they would play these guys 10 to 15 years younger than them, and they'd get dominated every time. But it was really fun to watch as a kid, and there was this one game that I remember, and I get to, and it's really vivid in my mind. My dad had grabbed the ball. He was stopped somewhere between the three-point line and the free throw line, and he had his dribble up, and he was looking to pass somewhere, and he couldn't find anywhere to pass. And so he was running out of time, and so you get 5 seconds before they blow the whistle, and the ball goes to the other team. And so right before they start to blow the whistle, Dad launches a sky hook from about the three-point line and nails it. So talk about inspiring memories for me as a kid. My dad. So last week at my office, the alarm went off, and I got a text message about that. And it reminded me of growing up that so many times Dad would get a call from the alarm company, and you'd hear him in there, and he'd give the code word, and then he'd head to the center to check it out. And many weekends, he would be gone when I woke up because he had to let someone into the building. He got an early start to many of his days, and often he didn't get home until 6:30 or 7 o'clock. And I'm not sure how many times he went to Montgomery, but he sure burned up I-65. I don't say these things to suggest that the people who are the most inspirational are the people who wake up early, or who stay at work late, who respond to every alarm, who drive a lot, and work on Saturdays. Anyone could do that. Far from it. Now, Dad was an inspiration to me because of how he lived as he did these things. He responded to the alarms and drove out on the weekends because he didn't want other people to have to deal with it on their day off. He drove to Montgomery over and over again because he was continually helping to fight for funding that would provide for services and people that make the vision of United Ability a reality. He woke up early to ride his exercise bike or run while he studied the Bible, and then cook breakfast and drive us to school or pick up Dennis, who was a participant in United Ability for years. It's my uncle. He's got cerebral palsy, and Dad in a suit would be on his knees, his bad knees, helping Dennis to put on his socks and his shoes. He stayed late because he understood that was about the only time in his day that he had to do some of that really hard work of leadership after a hard day at work. But he loved that hard day at work so much. He knew his staff, their stories, and their devotion to their work. He knew the participants, their names, their life's challenges. And he often showed them that with a squeeze on the shoulder or a hug. And he called them by their name. My dad was and is still an inspiration because he cared. Because he loved the people he worked with and the people he worked for. Because he worked so hard for the people that were in his circle of influence. Because he was never so big of a deal that he wouldn't put on a big red suit and a beard at Christmas time and visit classrooms at hand in hand. He was an inspiration because he was selfless, kind-hearted, and relentless in his pursuit of providing opportunities to people who may otherwise have none. And he was an inspiration because of hope through United Ability, a light that people see through the fog. Now that hope did not end when Dad passed away 2 years ago. It never could have. Because Dad believed this hope was truly found in this supportive community and the men and women who he had the privilege of working alongside every day of his 38 years there. Men and women like this year's award recipient. So thank you again for the honor of being able to be here to help to give out the Dr. E Award of Inspiration to this dedicated, selfless, and inspiring person of hope. Thank you.
Things are foggy, you're not sure. How can we be that light? How can we be that hope? It's really about hope. It's a magical place. And I would love to show everybody what happens here. It's hard to describe. Find me, let me show you what life can be. We're the light that people see through the fog.
Good evening. My name is Susan Sellers, and I'm the CEO at United Ability. And Luke, I really want to extend our gratitude to you and Kristen and your beautiful children for making the drive from Huntsville this evening to share this award. I've been with United Ability for 15 months, and there has never been a day that someone did not express a sentiment, a comment, a story of mentorship about your dad. His memory lives on at United Ability always, and we talk about him all of the time. And to your children, I hope they know how proud they should be of their papa, because he has done some really amazing things that will live on forever. So thank y'all for being here. And I know for a fact that Dr. E is smiling down on us this evening, because the recipient of tonight's award is the perfect example of the light in the fog. Everything she is, everything that she says, and everything that she does is exemplary. She loved Dr. Edwards, and he knew her well and loved her too. So join me now as we learn a little bit more about this year's recipient of the Dr. E Award of Inspiration.
I've told her that your mama gave you the right name. You're an angel on this earth, and she really is. I'm honored to work with her. I look at her and think about someone with a servant's heart, a faithful servant to those that we are fortunate to serve every day.
The quality of a service that you provide, it's not bricks, it's not mortar, it's the people that come there every day and the way they interact and love on and care for the individuals that have entrusted us with their care. And that's Angela. 21 years of her life at United Ability committed to serving these individuals and these adults.
I know the Lord had me there for a reason too. And that was to work with disability, to help and give back, to serve.
It is such an honor to all of us that work with her for her to be recognized this way. And I know that Dr. Edwards would be so happy and so proud of her and was so proud of her.
I thank Dr. Edwards for where I am today, because his legacy will live on. Yes, I miss him dearly.
She really is the epitome of what United Ability, the heart and soul of what United Ability is.
That's what I've been doing for 21 years. If I can help somebody, I know my living is not in vain. I just love doing what I do.
Recipient Marlise Delgado. Marlise and Angela, will you join us on the stage?
Congratulations, Angela.
To God be the glory. I am so thankful to have been selected to receive the Dr. Edwards Legacy Award. Thank you all so much for being here to share in this occasion. I am so honored to be recognized in this way here at the Journey of Hope. It means so much to me that the work that I'm so passionate about at United Ability is what Dr. Edwards was so passionate about, and his legacy will live on. I'd like to thank Journey of Hope, the board of United Ability, the Edwards family, our CEO Susan Sellers, my director Mary Roth, my supervisor Kathy Stagg, David Berry, and the film crew. I'd like to thank my beautiful friend and sister in Christ, Tanya Sauter, who couldn't be here tonight. Tanya and I started in 2001 here at United, well, it was UCP, but now United Ability. We worked together, we trained together, honor our speech pathologist, Pam Elders. I thank God for Pam, because she trained me well. To this day, it still is, and it's still in me. Training with the amenity device to facilitate and to help the participant learn and have a voice to speak with. We not only trained, we all taught them housekeeping skills, grooming skills, cooking skills. We did recreation still today doing the same with training as well. I'd like to recognize the supervisors in the life enrichment department, Tanithia Wilson, Tanya Montford, and also my dear assistant, Denise Rice. I'd like to recognize some of the United Ability service that it provides. The OT therapy, Kimberly Garnett, our speech pathologist today, Sarah Sanders, our vocational manager, Jill Smith, our director of employment service, Katie Dumas, our nurses, Cassie Anderson. Thanks, Cassie, for all the MAC training that she gave, and all her CPR training, and all her help that she helped with the participants on each day. I'd like to thank Teresa Stallings also. She's a nurse at United Ability and the QIDP. And all our awesome personal care assistants, Brooke, Teresa, Robin, Alice, and all our subs that we have at United Ability. They're there to help and willing to help each day to make the lives of our participants better for them each day that they come in. The manager of community experience is Sheena Dow, and also our community outing coordinator, Pat Stevenson. They have fun going in the community. It's a great thing when we can go out and have fun in the community, at the mall, at the park, going bowling, so much things. I'd like to thank my lovely family for being here tonight with me. My husband, Ennis Sr., my daughters, Erica and Ashley, my son, Ennis Jr., and my grandson, Micah. And in the absence of my beautiful granddaughter, she started off in college this year. Finally, I'd like to thank all the outstanding participants here at United Ability that I work with every day and their families, who I love dearly. Just to come in, you guys, from a weekend on a Monday morning, and they give you a hug. Hey, Miss Angela, how you doing? How was your weekend? It lights you up. And as we've been talking about tonight, no, it's no limit for him. I look at Jacoby, he's back in the audience tonight. It's no limit, he don't let anything stop him either. I look at the King boys, Daniel and Todd, Alexa is here. I just thank you all for bringing them out tonight to share in this occasion. But nothing stopped them. I will continue to do the will of God here and the United Ability, and Dr. Edwards' legacy will continue to live on. We are a nonprofit organization that provides innovative service, connecting people with disabilities to their communities and empowering the individual to live a full and meaningful life. I am so grateful and appreciative of this award. I will cherish it. And thank you all for everything, and good night.
I just want to thank you all one last time and just say one final piece about this adaptive recreation program. And this is sort of based off of a program that's going on right now at the National Ability Center, which is where I got to ski race. And I want to share one story about a guy named John that I met. And I was in the locker room after a long day of training, and I hear this guy, John, out in the lobby. John has Down syndrome. He was about 28 years old. And he was kind of crying a little bit. He didn't seem like he was having a great time. He was very cold. It was a cold and snowy day there. He talked about a few turns that were great, but it just seemed like he didn't have the best day, and it seemed like it was a struggle. And he tried to go out. He went skiing with the trainers in a sit ski. And then we didn't see John for a while. And I come to find out that months later, John's been in the hospital with a few issues. And so we went to go see him. And then as soon as we walked in the door, John showed us the picture of him skiing. He had that memory. That was one of the greatest memories of his life. Even though I thought it might not have been his best day, it was something he was most proud of. Every single person that walked in that room saw John hurt in a hospital bed, but he wanted them to know, that's me. I can do that. This is the importance of sports, and to all the United Ability participants in the room, like Shep. I mean, when I got to spend my first day out with Shep on the golf course, that was one of the greatest days of my life. It was just so cool. I saw Shep. I saw me in him. I remember my first tour to United Ability. Shep was out running laps around the recreation area down there, like he was going 100 miles an hour. He was so fast. And I'm like, that was me. The guy's incredible, and the sky's the limit for him. I want him to be an athlete. I want all these guys to be athletes and find their joy through sports. So for those of you who already donated and those who are going to help out in the future, thanks so much. It's going to be the greatest thing, and it's going to just be the greatest thing that I've ever been a part of. So thanks so much for your support, and let's keep going.
As I was walking up here, I was just handed a note that including the match, you have raised $13,343. That's good. Not great, that's good. Now, as I said, we'll let Junior do all the IT stuff, and so now I got to explain the dinosaur part of this. So if you are encouraged to support the organization, and I hope you are, we will make it very easy for you to give. If you don't do Venmo, we'll take a check, we'll take an IOU, Bitcoin, bearer bonds, anything you can think of. We'll even take cash. I want to take you back to something years ago. Now, I don't know if anybody was here for the Journey of Hope in 2019 when we revisited the original, in fact, it wasn't even cerebral palsy at that time. It was Spastic Aid of Alabama back in the 50s. And the policemen and the firemen would be on the corners and they'd raise money. And they came out on the stage and there was this ginormous, huge fishbowl. Or at least it looked huge to me. I was 5 years old. So. And then you'd have your opportunity to go on stage and put money in the fishbowl. My sister Lee, who is here tonight, we would go down to Battle Auditorium and they'd tap us on the shoulder and we'd go up there. I don't want to give the impression that our parents forced us to give our meager allowance away, but they did strongly encourage it. So what we'll do is this fishbowl. Now you people in the back, can you tell whether these are ones or hundreds? Well, if you can't, they're hundreds, all right? So to give everybody an opportunity to participate in the fishbowl, we will set the fishbowl outside after the program. And please, if you see a small child walking around, give them some money. Let them put it in the fishbowl. Thank you so much for what you're doing. And do you have anything else for me? Again? Whoever you are, we just got another $5,000 match. So hats off to whoever this person is. He has now matched the first $10,000. Thank you so much. And before I go to, I would like to thank Angela up here, the recipient of the Dr. E Award. Angela, if it wasn't for you, honey, and the people like you, we just couldn't get done what's done on a daily basis at UCP. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And I mean, from 2019, I mean, that fishbowl with Ed goes back, not that particular one, but that one goes back about 65 years. So it's been a huge part of his life. Please don't forget about the silent auction. It is open until 8:30. The bidding is still going hot and heavy. I did not get the Moscow Mule thing. So whoever did get it, you just find me afterwards and you can invite me over. But again, don't forget to bid until 8:30 tonight. It's been a wonderful, wonderful evening. We're not quite done yet. We have one more thing, but I want to thank you for allowing me to be a part of this and for filling in for Janice.
David did a pretty good job in a pinch of filling in for Janice, so thank you for that. Jacoby? Do I see? Where's Jacoby? I don't know if the rest of you in the audience heard that beautiful voice, along with Brianna's in every single song, but that was my friend Jacoby. You see him? He greeted you at the door when you came in this evening. He's one of those individuals that we've talked about that do nothing but bring us absolute joy every day. So would y'all join me in thanking Jacoby, Ken, Coach, all the wonderful participants that have been here this evening making this night so special. Is Dr. Steve Rowe here by chance? Brianna, can you come back on stage? We lose her? I'm not sure you all know this or not, but Brianna's cystic fibrosis was tremendously helped, basically almost cured, where she has little to no scarring on her lungs because of a drug that was tested at UAB by Dr. Steve Rowe, and he's here this evening on the second row. Brianna, I want to be sure that you had the chance to meet him because he was so critical to your care. He's right there waving at you on the second row. And we want to thank you and your parents again for coming and spending time with us in Birmingham. So tonight you shared in the journeys of Lola-Ruth, of Chris, of Brianna, of Angela, and many, many others. And yeah, did you want to say something?
I was telling Brianna, hey. Yeah, I had a good time. I enjoyed it. It was wonderful. I'm definitely gonna do it again.
Speech here about hope and about all the people that we've helped, but you know what? I don't really think there's any better way to end the evening than with that and with Jacoby. So thank you again for being here. You have stepped up for Unitability in a big way. We've raised over $400,000 this evening for the organization. Thank you. We have food and beverages and a reception in the lobby. I know you're all starving, and so we look forward to visiting with you more then. I have been asked to invite all the golfers, all the young men, back up on stage to get a picture with Chris for the end of the evening while the rest of you file out and go get something to eat and drink.